together. And for the concrete to cure properly, you need to regulate that temperature. You need to help cool it down. So what did they do initially? What did the video say they did?
Water.
They built
They pumped the ice cold water through it. But see, that was a very short-term thing. They were only doing that for the first 24 to 72 hours after each block of concrete was poured. After 72 hours, they would cut the pipes, drain the water, backfill them with high-pressure grout. So the pipes are still in the dam, but they're not flowing anything. And the concrete, it's still generating heat. So what did they do? They built over 2.5 miles, or formed over 2.5 miles of ventilation and inspection tunnels into the concrete so that we can use what's known as the chimney effect throughout the structure to help cool it down. So how many of you folks have a chimney at home or in your apartments or wherever you're living? Okay, so you understand how that works. Hot air moves to cooler locations. The top of the chimney, it's cooler than where the fire is. That draws air up and out through the top. The dam is working the same way. Air comes into the face of the dam through the 4 vents. It picks up the temperature from the concrete, and then it's going to go through the tunnels and up out the top of the dam. And so this is creating a convective current. This is helping draw the temperature or the heat out of the dam. But that's also why we have to have the expansion and contraction joints, because as the dam cools down, it begins to shrink. And so Hoover Dam needed these joints to be allowed to move so that it could not damage the concrete. Because if you don't let the concrete shrink, it's going to shrink anyways, but it's going to do it through cracking. And so to avoid structural cracks forming within the dam, they allowed it to move. So that is the primary and number one reason they use these. From what I understand, reading our documentation, Hoover Dam has shrunk about 1%. From what it was poured. So it's not a lot of movement, but even that small amount of movement needs the contraction joints. So that is why these are here. It was all to allow the concrete to shrink and to move. They also allow the dam to flex a little bit to help distribute the weight of the water into the canyon walls around us. So that's what you got to think about. It's the canyon walls holding the weight of the water, not really the dam itself. That's why it's curved and arched, it's transferring energy. But the other part of this whole system is earthquakes. So Hoover Dam, it's rated to withstand an 8.6 plus magnitude earthquake. It can do this because the dam isn't actually anchored into the canyon floor or walls around us. So it's free floated. So when an earthquake occurs, the entire dam moves. And this movement allows for the energy of the earthquake to just be dissipated across the structure. So the dam, it jiggles, it wiggles. It actually is one of the funniest things. We're about to go down to the seepage gallery. A lot of times people ask me, oh, what happens if the dam springs a leak? And the answer is, well, nothing, because it's not watertight anyways. And we're going to go see that because the dam, because it's moving, it's flexing, it's got these joints, all that stuff, it inherently can't be watertight. So instead, they built in a large system of water collection throughout the structure, and we collect that seepage, and then we just pump that right back into the Colorado River. So that's kind of what these tunnels are for. In a moment, we're going to go down there. Before we do, though, big thing to pay attention to is there's a gray metal box on the floor down there with a big yellow sign on top that says, caution, do not touch or kick the earthquake sensor. Don't kick the earthquake sensor. You kick the box hard enough, you will lock the elevator out. And we're going to have to take the stairs we're about to see. The stairs we're about to see are at about a 55-degree incline. So OSHA considers anything over that a ladder. Don't kick the box. I'm going to stand right next to it. It's pretty clear where it is. When I send you down to the seepage gallery, just like the vent, stay to your right, come back on your right, so we don't have a pile up. So follow me, folks.
Get your steps in.